Frandson here with Dr. Howard Cohn, one of my favorite docs anywhere, and close friend, co-host of the Go Beyond Summit, partner in Go Beyond Summit, and we are here at the Cohn Health Institute in Costa Mesa, California, which is just one of the best places to heal, facilitate healing. These guys have incredible doctors here. He started this almost, how many years ago?
27.
Almost 30 years ago, 27 years ago. And just unbelievable. Wellness classes every Wednesday night. And they're free wellness classes. They serve dinner and they do free evaluations. And it's just unbelievable on how they help facilitate with challenges in the body. Now, one of the biggest factors in healing the body is sleep. I think it might be number one. It's number one on my list.
Definitely number one.
Definitely number one. So if you don't get the quality REM sleep that you're looking for, you're not going to heal. Your body's not going to heal and regenerate and rejuvenate, and you're not going to have that energy to go do what you need to do. So, Dr. Cohn, please share with us, what are some of the things you talk to your patients about to help them sleep beyond?
Well, we tell them first that sleep is the most important thing because our body heals when we sleep. And if we're not sleeping, we're not healing. And quality of sleep and quantity of sleep are both important, but quality is more important than quantity. And you know, whether we're aware of it or not, sleep deprivation is the number one form of torture around the world. If you want to get the enemy to talk, you don't waterboard them or beat the crap out of them. What you do is you keep them up. Don't let them sleep. It is that bad for you not sleeping. So the fact that we're doing the summit, the fact that we have the guests that we have, the firepower we have, the information that we have to help people go beyond in this area of sleep is really a huge thing. So it's cool to be able to share a few things about what we do. One of the things we talk about is that REM sleep, and there's different levels of sleep. But I always wanted to make sure things that have worked out for me always is the cycles. Now you talk to different people, you get different opinions, but what I've always been taught, and it seems to bear out clinically, is that we sleep and there are cycles, REM cycles, that many people say are like 90 minutes on average. So meaning like, depending on how long I'm going to sleep, if I wake up in the middle of one of these cycles, I'm not going to be as rested if I can get through a whole cycle. So a lot of times people have had very short night's sleep. Let's say they only had like 3 hours or 4.5 hours of sleep versus like 8 hours of sleep. In 8 hours, if you slept exactly 8 hours, you would wake up in the middle of a cycle. Where if you slept 4.5 hours, you had a full cycle, and many times more rested at 4.5 hours than you are at 8 because you woke up in the middle of a REM cycle. So not having the disruption, but having to be able to sleep is also a big thing. Now, the other thing is, how am I sleeping? People say, what is the best position? It's different for everybody, but traditionally, the one position that's not good for anybody, which seems to be the most comfortable, is on the stomach, right? It flattens out your spine, you lose your curves. I know if you're exhausted, you finally hit the bed. If you got a big king-size bed, you want to starfish, as they say, it's awesome. But if you want to wake up, as we call, for lack of a better medical term, jacked up, sleep on your stomach. So the best way is on your back, but not everybody can sleep on their back based on their posture, their spine, their breathing mechanisms, all these different things, how they have their pillows. But a lot of people do very well sleeping on their side. Now, a lot of times people can have less pressure and stress when they sleep on their side with a pillow between their knees. A lot of times people have pressure on their hips or their pelvis because of how their body is and how it lies when they do sleep on their side. When people sleep on their side with a pillow between their knees, it's magic. And it's magic for their spine and their nervous system. So these are the things as far as positional. Other things about sleep is really more what do we do to wind down, and how do we stay asleep through the night. There's different, in Chinese medicine there's a 24-hour clock, which every 2 hours energy goes from one organ or one meridian to the next. And a lot of times, depending on when we wake up, may or may not have to do with certain meridians or parts of our body. If we're waking up in the middle of the night, it may be related to our liver or gallbladder. Later in the day, or later, like late morning could be, early morning could be like a lung or a large intestine. So really, as you follow that 24-hour clock, you get to see based on when people wake up. Sometimes it has to do with a block in those meridians, where an acupuncturist or a chiropractor that's aware, or some kind of naturopath or practitioner that's aware of those cycles and can do something to interface, whether it's physically, nutritionally, emotionally, to move them through that block meridian. Now they're able to actually get through that sleep cycle and sleep better. So those are things that are great. Yeah, I mean, there's so much we can talk about.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and I'm one of those guys that will wake up between 2 and 4 in the morning often, and so when I make it to 3 or 4, as close to 5 as I can, I'm good. But then what I've also noticed is now I have a new EMF solutions that clear the EMF frequency. So even if I do wake up earlier than I should, I've had better quality sleep. And so clearing off the EMF has been helpful for me. Is that you see that true with?
Yeah, it's big. A lot of times, the rules, there's many rules of sleep. One is to turn off your Wi-Fi at night. That is the best. Most people do not do that. I mean, there's no reason to have it on at night. But if not, you're it, man. It is cycling through you. The other thing too is not being within 3 feet of any plugged in device. There's no reason to do it. Or your phone, there's no reason to have your phone within 3 feet of your head. If you are, you must, for whatever reason, put it on airplane mode so you don't have like the GPS, you don't have the satellite waves, you don't have the cell waves from the cell towers, you don't have all these different, the Wi-Fi frequencies going through you when you're trying to sleep. If the outlets are where your head is, turn the bed around or move the bed so that it's not. And if not, there are solutions. You mentioned EMF solutions, which you like and have great experience with. There are things that you can do like that, where you can plug things in the wall to neutralize it. But again, it's better to see, and which is great, because some people just can't move their bed, or there's outlets everywhere for whatever reason, where they really need to protect the room. So those are the electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs, having solutions to nullify those or neutralize them as best possible. We live in this world now, we can't escape it, it's here to stay, but you can protect yourself. Again, the phone is a huge, huge, huge thing to help neutralize that. You can put things on your phone, like you mentioned, which are quite helpful. So that's a big one. Another thing is food, diet. A lot of people eat too late. Eating too late, we're one of those cultures where we eat our biggest food at dinner. When most cultures around the world, they eat their biggest meal at lunch, and they eat very lightly at dinner, because they know that after 3 p.m. in the afternoon, your body doesn't usually produce the same amount of hydrochloric acid. So yet or your stomach doesn't, so when you eat these huge steaks at dinner, it's sitting erotic. Listen, if you have like a T-bone or a bone-in ribeye, or just even a burger at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I mean, it takes 14 hours to digest that, so it's sitting in your gut, creating this acid situation, this acidosis, which is why we recommend people take our alkaline booster before they go to bed, so they help alkalize their body so they can sleep and sleep like a baby, because those alkaline minerals are very calming. When you're eating acidic foods late at night, your body leaches minerals to help buffer the acid in your blood to keep your body at 7.365 pH. So, but it's robbing precious minerals that you need to wind down and sleep, and that's been disruptive for a lot of people's sleep. So we highly recommend that people do that. We actually recommend that they shift their diet. But listen, we go out, we're doing stuff. You're gonna do it. But as we say, if you do the crime, you got to do the time. If you're going to eat it, you got to make sure you're doing something to help balance that out, so that helps you go to sleep. I have 2 young daughters. I know you have a daughter that's very young too, similar age, and these kids take these boosters before they go to bed to help boost their alkalinity to calm their system. So that's another thing that helps.
Now let's talk about dental hygiene and preparation before you go to bed. How important is it to brush your teeth, floss, clean the mouth?
It's huge. I mean, it's huge. I mean, shoot, that's a whole summit in itself. Listen, granted, we want to brush our teeth, we want to floss our teeth. You want to use you don't want to use these things like soap and Listerine, and it's toxic. There are like these periodonts, these more holistic, that are more natural, more organic things that will help create an environment in your oral cavity. Things that use like hydrogen peroxide to create an environment where a bacteria doesn't want to live as well. And the best way to make that happen is we're the only culture that eats sugar like it's going out of style. I mean, we're addicted to it like heroin. It's very similar in how it is in our nervous system like heroin. And you go to these cultures where they've never brushed their teeth, or they do it with a stick, and they have, perfect teeth, no cavities, no nothing, no crowding. If you look at the books like Nourishing Traditions, you look at the work of Weston Price, famous dentist traveling around the world, look at diets and culture, saw that when people eat high grain, high sugar diets, they have tooth decay. And one of the things you also do, you can test your pH, and you can see that these oral cavities are very acidic. So you want to make sure, again, if you have an alkaline environment when you go to sleep, in your oral cavity, you're going to have a better chance of having less dental issues. The other thing too that disrupts sleep is grinding your teeth at night. People grind their teeth at night. And a lot of people think it's just because they're stressed out. It's not that. That is a reason. That's not the biggest reason. Number one reason people grind their teeth at night is because they have these things that live in their gut and throughout their body called parasites. And I know it's grosses people out because, no, I don't have that. And it's like, listen, to 95% of America, at any given moment, you can do a comprehensive digestive stool analysis, a CDSA, run that, collect your little poop, put in a little vial, send it to the lab. They tell you the names of the species, whether they're large ones, small ones, microscopic ones, or cellular ones, and you can find these things in there. In China, every season change, every 90 days in the villages, they do parasite cleanses. The philosophy is don't wait till you're thirsty to dig a well, which is it's a lot easier to stay well than it is to have to get well. So they'd rather cleanse it out before things start to develop. And so how that works and why that works is that parasites are parasites, so they live off of you. They give nothing, but they just take, Well, people like that in our lives call them parasites. But in any event, so these guys that live mostly in our gut, they're not good for us. We need to cycle them out. Now, you can't run and hide for them. If you eat sushi once or have a dog or a cat, you're gonna have them. They're like, oh, my dog, really? It spends its whole day licking its butt and it comes home and licks your face, right? How about your cat? You ever see your cat do the little leg up thing and it's like constantly licking itself? It's been in the freaking letterbox all day, and then it's on your pillow sleeping when you're not home, and you think, can I possibly get it? Seriously, wake up, come on. So you got them. So what are you gonna do about them? So there's certain cleanses and things that you do that Cohn Health Institute, we can test you on what you have and how to get rid of it. But how it works is that the parasites, they live off the food that you eat. They help make you crave things that are not good for you, like sugar and other things. But really, when you're sleeping, you're not eating. So there's a little mechanism where they'll kind of stimulate your body to want to grind its teeth to make saliva, and they live off the saliva while you're sleeping until you can get up and eat that crappy breakfast again, full of carbs and sugar and whatnot. So welcome to the world, folks. This happens every day, all the time. Ask whoever sleeps with you if you're grinding your teeth or not, and you may be quite surprised as to why that is.
Yeah, dentist will tell you for sure. So now one of the big questions I have as well is how much water do you drink throughout the day to prepare you to be able to sleep? Because you always hear people have heart attacks in the middle of the night, they're dehydrated, or they wake up dead or what have you. But how do you stay hydrated but not have to wake up to go to the bathroom?
Well, most people are not drinking enough water. When you tell people how much water they probably should be drinking for their body, they freak out because they think if I drink that much water, I'll be up all night peeing. No, that might be at first until your body acclimates. But most people should be drinking at least half their body weight in ounces in water a day. Most people don't do that at all. Some people say it's up to 2/3 your body weight, which seems like a ridiculous amount of water for some people. But most people are dehydrated. And a lot of times it's not the water you're drinking, it's that you're not absorbing it. Now, water is reabsorbed in your body, in your large intestine, in your colon. If you have issues with your gut and your colon that you have not cleaned out or detoxified out, you're going to be drinking a lot of water, you're going to be peeing more because you're not absorbing and reabsorbing it. So, the naturopaths have a mantra, they say death begins in the colon, which means garbage in, garbage out. We're across the street from John Wayne Airport right now, where the clinic is here. If you remember John Wayne, when he died, he had over 55 pounds of fecal matter, undigested fecal matter in his gut. I mean, there's a guy that's just brewing with cancer, you know, so, and you're like, how could that be? You know, if people have that all the time and they're pooping, well, looks seemingly all the time. It's just like your pipes in a house, you telescope. When you telescope, it means it just goes like this. So it crests on the inside, it's not a block, but things are still moving. You don't have a colon blockage. So you gotta constantly cleanse this out. Not everybody has to run and get a colonic, but you know what? It is a great thing for people to do, to be able to do these kinds of things, as well as do certain nutritional cleanses regularly to kind of clean this stuff out so that you can absorb your water better. Now, then there's this quality of water. So alkaline water seems to be better for most people, but over-alkalizing by drinking super high alkaline water all the time is a little much for some people. So you want to balance that out. You definitely don't want your water to be acidic. If you can't afford one of these machines, you can do something where you can just put lemon in your water. Like every day I get up in the morning and I have a full tall glass of water with the juice of a lemon, fresh cut lemon in it to help alkalize my system. Even though the lemon is acidic, by nature it's alkaline ash, means it gets converted to alkaline by your body. And then the next evolution of water is hydrogen water. And hydrogen water is really the water that these alkaline water machines produce at the end of electrolysis. It's not just the alkalinity, it's the hydrogen. As you start to see around the health food stores, alkaline water, the next gen is hydrogen water, because it's the super high antioxidant water. It's the fastest acting antioxidant there is, because hydrogen's a gas and nanobubbles goes right inside your cell. So that hydrates you. All these things help you better sleep, balance out this acid situation, and work great.
So we have Keith Morey's super good stuff, and the REM Sleep Plus is one of the products that we're really promoting as far as just helping you sleep through the night. What are some of the products you have? I mean, you just talked about molecular hydrogen. You have your recovery product. What do you recommend?
Well, we use the Hydro Effects for Water by 7.2. We actually have it here. Looks like this, right there. Kind of put it in the water, stir it, dissolves, drink it. We have our alkaline booster we talked about, which I take before I go to bed every night. My wife takes it, my kids take it. Helps get you back to that alkaline state. The alkaline minerals help promote restful sleep. So those are the two, the alkaline and the hydrogen, really help balance out the acidic nature of your day.
That's fantastic.
Simple.
Yeah, such a simple recipe. Now, as far as that's just all preparation and recovery, first thing in the morning, you're getting the whole spectrum of what to do, how to prepare yourself. Anything else you want to add?
Folks, it's that simple. One of the the best things that costs absolutely nothing is to ground yourself before you go to sleep. Maybe when you get up too, but definitely before you go to sleep. Maybe I can't get to sleep, can't get to sleep. If you take your shoes off, you take your socks off, and you walk outside and find some grass somewhere that is real, is connected to dirt, and walk in the grass and ground yourself with this earth, the earth and the frequencies and vibrations on the earth. Ground yourself, especially once you're outside and it's not too lit, but it's nighttime. So many different, your skin receptors, everything starts to acclimate to winding your body down to go to sleep. Best thing you could ever do, the absolute best thing you could ever do. Ground yourself, go for a walk, go to sleep.
Now, he just mentioned the light, not too dark. Real quick, we're gonna end it with having the TV on, blocking out LED lights. Like, how do we avoid that? Because your body thinks it's daytime when that TV's on.
Throw it out. Best thing to do is not turn it on.
Out of the bedroom.
You should not really have a TV in your bedroom. It doesn't really foster intimacy. It doesn't help your kids. I mean, I know a lot of us do. But if you do have a TV, we do. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do have a TV in the bedroom, but I have it in a big hutch where you cover the hutch in so you never see it. So you don't even see you have the vibration even when it's off. So it's behind a huge wooden thing. So we don't really have it in clear view, but it's in there in case like somebody wants to watch something during the day for a movie or something.
Yeah, and blocking out the light colored glasses just to block out the LED, help defend it off as well. I found this really helpful. So, my goodness, you guys, we just heard from Dr. Howard Cohn at the Cohn Health Institute and gave some crazy good wisdom on helping facilitate you sleep beyond. So thank you so much, Dr. Cohn.
Thank you, Justin, and thanks for doing this great event. It's helping a lot of people.
Yeah, you're part of it. So you guys, come visit Dr. Howard Cohn at the Cohn Health Institute, cohnhealthinstitute.com, Costa Mesa, California, and he has a whole clinic here, which is just one of my favorites I've ever seen, one of the most comprehensive. And they do vitamin drips on through to help balance your hormone levels so you sleep. And they have all the super good stuff for clear nasal passages, pretty much every solution that you're looking for for health and wellness and vitality and performance. It's here. He's the founder of it. So you just got an amazing about 20 minutes with one of the legends in the business. So thanks for going beyond with us, and get a great night's sleep tonight.
All right, bye guys.